y'all. Sorry this video is going up a little bit later. I had some things to do earlier today, but I will be going ahead and posting this new dream in a few minutes, and I hope everybody's having a blessed day. Awesome day. I'm gonna go ahead and post it now. So last night I had a dream where I was looking outside from my house and there was pitch darkness and there was lightning everywhere outside. And I remember I was thinking to myself, well, this is weird or this is crazy. So I went on my phone in this dream to see if there was any other storms, or if they said there was any storms that were supposed to be in that night, in our area. And come to find out, when I checked on my phone for it, it never said anything about any storms or anything like that for our area in my dream. So I concluded this was not a scheduled storm, where it meant that it just came out of nowhere pretty much, like pitch darkness, lightning everywhere, like lightning was literally like everywhere. And we didn't go out of the house, we didn't do anything like that of the sort. And then I remembered, without thinking much about it, all of a sudden, while I was busy looking at the fascination of the darkness, the lightning, everything else, and I was like pulled up. When I say pulled up, I mean I was all of a sudden pulled up to heaven and away from the earth, because down the earth was dark, but heaven was not. And what I remembered is when I was pulled up to heaven, I remember this hallway where I was walking along this big hallway, or huge hallway. I remember the carpet a little bit. And what I remember the most is that when I was walking along this hallway, I came to this area where there was a throne, and Jesus was sitting on that throne. And I remember bowing down to him. And I also remember that when I was bowing down to him, I remember on love and compassion and everything, as he was speaking to me about different things. And I remembered, let's see here, that's the first part that I remembered of my dream. I had a second part of this dream was, I remember earthquakes in this dream. I remember like looking at earthquakes on a map or a radar, and I remember there was a new one that was supposed to come up or pop up or whatever, and so I was watching it, and I remembered as I was watching it, so I put the radar physically up on my Facebook account, so I could show people what was going on at that time. In this dream, all around the area was black, like it was black on the radar all the way around this area, like this, or like this, and then just the one section like this off to the side was red, and it was almost like a deep, deep red, where the earthquake had been spotted, so it was like diagonal. It was red, also deep red. I woke up with my husband in a dream, I know this is odd, but this is what actually happened. We both woke up and we both said, well, it's time for us to get packing. And we packed like all of our luggage and everything that we could actually physically fit in it. And then I noticed our little girl had walked in, and she was like, pretty much, what are you guys doing, or what's going on? Because she was wondering what was going on. And I told her not to worry, that we had to leave, and we had to leave pretty quickly, because there was a lot going on at this time, and it was like a warning, like an emergency, and we were supposed to go now, like we had no time to think or anything, we just had to get up, pack, and go, literally. Then the third, okay, oh yeah, one more thing I want to put before I put my third part of my dream out. This was no delaying in my dream, none, no delaying of all. It was all instantaneous. It was all quick. Everything was just pretty much on time. There was no back, there was no forward, nothing like that. Okay, so my third dream that I had was at my old camp I used to go to, which was a Christian camp. I believe it still is a Christian camp. And so I used to go when I was little, like I was 8 and 9, stuff there, to Christmas and different things, and we would also go to church there. There was a church building that we would go to in the wintertime. So there were other Christians in this building. I found out that most of them were Christians that went there, In real life, this is a Christian camp, like I said. I saw some fights in some of these areas in the building we were in take place. And they were pretty much fighting over, like, no reason at all. Like, it was stupid. Sorry. It was stupid what they were fighting over. I didn't even pay attention to it, really, in my dream. And then I saw someone in my dream where some guy actually physically knocked this girl out. Like, he physically punched her and knocked her out. Everybody started yelling at him. Everybody started yelling at him when he did this. And then all of a sudden, as everybody was yelling at him, he started freaking out. He's like, I didn't mean to do that. You know? In a way, like, nobody believed him. And he was freaking out. Let's see. Yep, I remember us doing worship service there as well. Like, we had, like, our own, like, church service there. We would sing and we would do different things. So, like, I can't remember if we did crafts and stuff, but we were doing different things, like refreshments and stuff like that in my dream. Later on in the same dream, I walked over to a table, like this huge table that was set out. And so I walked over to this table, and I noticed something on this table that was really weird and odd. So what I noticed on this table was there was checks made out. Now these checks that were made out were for, one of them was for me, one of them was for this other person that I knew. So I saw my name, and I saw this other person I knew, and I saw their name too. I looked on this table, and I picked up his stack like this. It was thick and big, like it was up, like it was literally thick. I picked up his stack to check it out, and I was like, wow, like, whoa. Like, how much do you have, you know? And this was due to, like, donations and stuff, like, people, like, this guy was writing out checks to me and this other person. I was like, wow, because he had literally more than a handful that was sitting just in this one stack. And people were giving it to him. I was asking this guy if he could help me out as well as one guy that was writing checks out. And he said, yeah, he could. And as he did, and he was writing out the check for me, I only had one check. Okay, I only had one check. Those were wrote out to me. This check was supposed to be $300 or over $300. But something happened to the check, and it ended up not being like over $300. Somehow it ended up being knocked down to like 100 or 100 and something. And so in this dream, I was told that he was going to fix it and not to worry about it, and he was concerned about it, but he wasn't worried about it. He was going to fix it and everything for me. And I said, okay, you know, like I was still happy with the amount that was given and everything. And pretty much he told me not to worry or anything like that, and that was my 3 dreams I had last night. And you know, a couple of them seemed like they were warning dreams. If you notice, like when I say warning dreams, in the first 2 with the earthquake issue, me packing, me being pulled up all of a sudden like that, and then the darkness and the lightning, those were urgency warning dreams. Like all of a sudden in this dream, when there was darkness and lightning, I knew that the rapture was supposed to take place on this day. I don't know how I knew it, but I knew it. Like in my spirit, I knew it. So all of a sudden I was just like, okay, like I know what's going on here. We need to go now, pretty much. And all of a sudden, as I was thinking this, I was watching that, it was automatic. I got pulled up. But, yep, those were my dreams. And I'm going to go ahead and post this, and I love you all, and yes, please discern every message you get, every message you get. Because there's a lot of false doctrine, a lot of false teachers, a lot of false things going around today, in the last days. Okay, I love you all, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.